Man, I love frogs.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm revisiting one of my favorite decks, the Gitrog monster. Now, with Fetch Lands. The Gitrog monster draws you a card when a land card is put into your graveyard, which is fantastic when you have Fetch Lands. I have a Gitrog monster in paper and I have one Fetch Land, and I wish I had every Fetch Land, because every single one of those is another draw when you have the Gitrog monster out. Sure, you're paying a little bit of life, but who minds when you're drawing tons and tons and tons of cards, and you're also usually getting some landfall triggers too. Gitrog monster is a fine, simple frog who has many friends. Some of the cards that work the best with Gitrog monster are classic ones that exist in paper, like Underrealm Lich, which means that when you draw a card, you actually have a chance to put more lands in your graveyard, causing you to draw more cards. Things that can sacrifice your lands to get you more lands, like Extus Restoration and Harrow, are also fantastic. Springbloom Drive kind of falls in those same categories. Things that turn landfall into more mana, like Tireless Provisioner, Nissa, and Lotus Cobra, are all fantastic. And of course, just things that care about the number of lands you have, like Multani, who gets huge and is trampling. Or a new one, Mythweaver Poq. This is a nasty new addition to this deck. It is only in Arena, and it gets big, fast, and gets you a whole lot of lands, including additional lands you can sacrifice. I think that this deck is not a super powerful deck, but it has a lot of great interplay with itself. And if you want to make it stronger, you can turn it into more of a general ramp deck that's supported by some of the, I will say frankly, amazing Golgari removal that's out there. And just put yourself more big, scary, high-end threats. The more of these that you put into this deck, the more kind of win cons you have. Personally, I like to hit people with frogs, and I like to hit people with frogs, and I like to put in silly cards in this deck that nobody else runs, but I think are really, really funny because I like to play Momir. Okay, we all have something. I like to play Momir, and this is the Momir card. This deck's pretty fun though, and we're gonna take it into the queue so we can sacrifice our lands and draw a lot of cards. Admiral Brass, unsinkable! Bit of, you know, yo-ho, yo-ho, and yar-har going on in here. Admiral Brass, unsinkable. Pirates. Pirates to come back bigger, faster, stronger from the graveyard. From beyond. This is a very aggressive deck that's able to support itself with kill spells and counter spells, on top of just great pirates. I would say the thing you need up against a deck like this is single target removal. And the reason for that is because a single target removal is the only thing that lets you take out Brass and her crew. Specifically, Brass before she can reanimate. Thankfully, got a bitter triumph right here. And I'll probably have to save it unless something really crazy happens until she comes out. I'm gonna go spelunking, and now all my lands will come in untapped. Ah, dang. Had only I more green mana. I could ramp so hard. Dark Ritualing an Admiral on turn 3. Very, very real thing that happens. Very, very scary thing that happens. Let's see, we've got a Tireless Provisioner. I've got the Blossoming Tortoise. I've got Field of Ruin. I like Tireless Provisioner, since they can play their commander next turn. Treasure and Chill. Yeah, this can kill Malcolm. It can kill Llanowar Elf. It's a pretty nice card to have. And it's also a lot better when it comes back as a 4/4. So Admiral Brass will come out. Admiral Brass will mill 4. There is a pirate in their graveyard, so before they pass to combat, we kill her. I'm actually going to choose to discard a card here, because I feel like Arboreal Grazer, yeah, it can block a little. It is not going to prevent more than 3 life, I feel. Sup, Fanatical Firebrand? You wanna boogie woogie woogie? Blossoming Tort is going to mill me and then bring out a land. If we mill a land, which we did. And it's going to come in untapped thanks to Spelunking. Love that for us. We're gonna get some more treasures. Treasures, treasures, treasures. Gitrog monster. That was a fetch land. So we're gonna sacrifice our treasures. We're gonna grab this here. Windswept Heath. We're going to use it to find that snow land that normally only comes in tapped. But due to the powers of Spelunkin... Spelunky. That's a different game. Woodland Chasm. We click tapped, so it comes in untapped. I know that that's not that intuitive, but that's how it works. And we attack in for 3. Turtle! This is my hero and a half shell. I feel like we have, like, swamp creatures here. And I love that they're friends. Uh-oh, hostage taker. Gonna take my Gitrog monster. I can let them keep it, or I can just grab it so we can play it again. I'm gonna grab it so I can play it again. Darkfleet currently can recast Bitter Triumph. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't go for that. Or Maelstrom Pulse, but I feel like Bitter Triumph is nice and easy. Gitrog monster. Just to start. I'll attack in with my Tort. Windswept Heath again, since that is a fetch land. Gets me lots of extra triggers off both Gitrog and Tireless Provisioner. Ooh, Harrow. I want to trigger that right away, so I'm going to crack open the Windswept Heath. I can just get a basic. It doesn't really matter. Do I still have my duel? We have the duel. So this is going to get weird. We pay 2 life. We have it enter tapped, and then it enters untapped without having to pay the 2. I know that's weird, but that is how the card works. We pay 3 so we can sacrifice a land, so we can get 2 more lands. They will come in untapped. Ooh, Poq. Poq will be great once we can get him down and then play a land. And I can play extra lands since we have a Gitrog monster out. Which means that we have like a potential Bojuka Bog to take these pirates out of graveyard. Nice. Alright, so Hostage Taker is going to take the brunt of this attack. Leaving the Fanatical Firebrand alive, we're going to play Mythweaver Poq, who's going to double my first land that it sees entering the battlefield in a turn, or lands. I need to enter tap, so it comes in untapped. We exile the pirates from the graveyard. On the second one, we're actually going to, I think, exile our own, so they can't recast my spells off Darkfleet Daredevil. I know that that's a bit of a non-bo, because we like to bring things back, but I think it's the right move, and we win the game! Yar. Get out of here, you pirates! The First Sliver, but is it a Sliver deck, or is it the first and only Sliver? Just a 5-mana 7/7 that cascades, oftentimes cascading into ramp, or a board wipe. You see a lot of it. I like this hand because it has turn 1 ramp, putting an extra land into play off Kami of Bamboo Groves. Throwing down this Woodland Chasm. This is so pretty. I'll play the Augur Bottom, hoping it doesn't die because I can use it to play lands off the top of my deck. And once I achieve Coven, by, for example, playing the Gitrog monster or Primeval Titan, we can also, you know, play creatures off the top. And we have a good number of creatures in this deck. Vraska. And do I care to sacrifice things? Of course I do. Move myself away from Coven to draw more cards. Oh, wow. Lots of lands. This deck does have a lot of lands in it. It's a Gitrog monster deck. It needs a lot of lands. Vial of Galadriel is a mana rock, which I am going to mana rock. I'm going to destroy it with Vraska, Golgari Queen. Play a swamp. Get down the Gitrog monster. Lets me play another land. These both come in taps. I'll go for Temple of Milady. Gitrog. I don't really want that Gitrog. Not when I have prime time ready to go. Bam. That keeps them further from 5 mana this turn. Hitting the Vial of Galadriel. Vraska being able to hit most mana rocks is one of her best utility pieces. Alright, so remember how I said they oftentimes cascade into a board wipe? They just can play board wipes too. And it does tell me that this deck is in fact the first and only Sliver. There are no other Slivers in this deck. I'm going to play the Swamp first because I want to hold open green mana so I can use Tamiyo Safekeeping on the Primeval Titan as we use the Primeval Titan to get 2 lands. Let's grab, I think I want a fetch land, and I don't think I need the Bojuka Bog yet. Also go for a critter land. I like Restless Cottage. I will plus. I think I will sacrifice a land. I feel like I have too many lands right now. Ooh, Lotus Cobra! That'll be pretty dang nice. All the lands! Yeah, they have 4 and I have 8. All according to Kaikaku. At least single target removal will be blankable. Soul Transfer! No, you don't. That's what I says! Get out of here, first and only Sliver. I'm ramping over here. Legolas, Master Archer! He's good at fighting. And whenever you target, is it your creature you fight? Or you deal damage equal to? Let me just double check this. Alright. Legolas, when you cast a spell that targets Legolas... Oh, he gets thick. When you cast a spell that targets an opponent's creature, you deal damage equal to. Perfect. Just had to check. Deep-Root Champion, casting non-creature spells, get you +1/+1 counters. So my guess is it's a mix of scales and fight spells, because those target both yours and your opponent's creatures. Fights and bites. Aww. Turning this into an elk. Getting rid of its abilities. Huh. It keeps this ability. Of my lands being all types. That's weird. Layers? Timestamps? It's one of those. It's like the Ashaya stuff. Alright, let's grab some forests. We can play an extra land. Oh, no, we can't because of this. I will offer a trade. It's layers. Layers. Nice Basilisk collar. Yeah, giving Legolas Death Touch means it's a lot easier to kill stuff. Especially big green stuff like what my deck is made out of. Gitrog monster. Overgrown Tome. And I'll be holding up the Tamio's Safekeeping here. Swinging with Vorinclex since he's a big chunky 6/6. Something fun about Vorinclex is on his flip, he mills, and the mill can trigger the Gitrog monster. Okay, Legolas now has Death Touch. They have 3 mana. That is enough! Okay, he just gets a +1/+1 counter from Cetizen Training. That gives him Trample 2. Draws them a card. Coming at me, bro? Coming at... No? Okay, that's fair. I will sacrifice a Swamp. Go for Entish Restoration, since it will get me 3 lands, and I love getting 3 lands. Since we have 2 creatures of power 4 or greater. Easy for that to happen. Ooh, Reliquary Tower. Vraska's coming down. We're going to use Vraska to try and kill Legolas. Golgari removal is just so fantastic. Veil of Summer. Nice. Okay, so that gives them a bit of protection here. Some Hexproof. I'm still going to attack in with both of these, though. Since I have this Tamio Safekeeping, and if they're willing to trade Legolas, I am so into trading Legolas. Like, well, an attempted trade. No, they're taking a hit. They go down to 4. They have 5 mana or 6 if they're casting creatures. Regrowth. Grabbing Veil. Sure. Deep-Root Champion's getting awful chunky. I see you targeting things. What's going on out here? They're giving the champion a bit of Death Touch lifelink, probably looking to just gain a bunch of life back. Sure, Vraska dies. They don't have enough mana to move the collar back unless they play a land. They played a land, but it is one that is tapped. I sacrifice. Snow-covered forest. The Snorest. And I'm wondering if this will be enough. Oh, worm. It will draw you a card off Veil of Summer. But you'll also be losing life, whether or not you block. And that's going to be game. GG, Legolas. Mythweaver Poq, a card that's in this deck too. What makes Poq so powerful is that he copies lands and then gets bigger based on the number of lands that you have. Poq's kind of nuts with the amount of ramp that he provides, and not exactly the kind of commander that I want to be facing off against. But sure, I'll go up against you. You went first, you already had turn 1 elf. Oh, double elf. So much elfin. I think I'll just use the River Tears Overlook here. Get myself a swamp. And I'll play the Pool of Vigorous Growth. Because sometimes all you need is a little bit of chaos. The worm would love these elves. Unfortunately, the elves are not the threat. The elves just enable Poq to come down and refund its mana value really, really fast. It's like they can play Poq again next turn. And I fully expect them to. But in the meantime, we're going to kill Mythweaver Poq. You got 6 mana. Now that you have a land in hand, too. Which means 2 more lands. Sweet mother of refunding your costs. There she goes. We're going to grab ourselves a duel. The snow duel specifically. Woodland Chasm. Bring out Reliquary Tower. Gitrog Monster. Wooded Foothills. Crack it open to draw a card. I'm just grabbing a basic forest here. So I already have triple black for my beautiful Mesica Worm. And I would like to draw a card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 1. This is why this is in the deck, by the way. To discard a land. To draw a card happened to be a land. And we got Topplegeist. Adorable. I wonder... I have 3. I have 3, but they're all the same card type. Traverse the Outlands is going to get them 6 basics. Which gets them 12 basics. Hawk! I guess we should be happy the Scythe Cat wasn't out first, right? Oh, well, Primeval Boughton's just like a cool card. Gains them a lot of life in this deck. I will happily block with the Topplegeist. You don't have any trample yet. We'll talk to Reliquary Tower. Crack this open first. Grab myself a happy little swamp. And I could be going for Tireless Provisioner here. I'm not going for it yet. I'm just going to pop down this Massacre Worm. It will take out the Scythe Cat before it gets too scary. And a couple of Llanowar Elves. Lose some life. And I have to decide if I want to Pool Vigorous Growth for 1 or 2. Because keeping up the safekeeping means that I can just block Poq, make indestructible. Okay, wow, I got a great hit. I got a Delighted Halfling. Oracle Moldiah gets them a beast and lets them play lands off the top of their deck. We see a Rishkar's Expertise, which can currently draw them 20 cards. Sorry, 21 cards. Maybe more, because they can actually crack open that Demolition Field. They may not want to, though, because Demolition Field will draw me a card so long as Gitrog monster's out. Past the blockers. We block the Poq. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Now, remember how they have 17 more mana, though? They just play Poq again. I don't know why the Kentorius Planeswalker card doesn't have voice lines. The character is not canonically mute. He talks in the story. Gonna eat one of my swamps. Yum, 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 swamp. Oh. Okay. Gonna put on full control mode. Just in case I draw an instant. One that demands to be cast. More lands, more fun. Oh, yep. See, I got a Harrow. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to tap this. That gets sacrificed. We draw. And now we can use that mana from the Harrow. Sacrifice that land. We can take off full control mode. We draw another card. And 2 more lands. Great. Love it when it works. Okay, Tireless Provisioner, now you can come out. I wish that, like, killing Poq actually did anything when they had this much mana. It really doesn't. Treasure, more lands. Treasure. We can play an extra land. Command Tower. Treasure. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah, let's try to hoof. I'll pay 8. Discarding the forest, so we draw, I guess, the Cultivate. What in the world is this? Hoverguard Sweepers. Return 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Well then. I guess Oracle of Moldiah and Poq so we can't attack? Yeah, this is in Arena, but you can't actually cast it. There's no way to craft cards like this. They're only in Alchemy as part of the Momir Vig card. I guess I shouldn't say Alchemy, because this is actually a Historic-only card. It was printed as part of Historic Horizons. As part of Historic. Thank you. I'd love to draw my Green Warden. I guess the whole ability resolves first. Ooh, Run 'em Up does the same thing. It is. It's the Jumpstart Historic Horizons. So, by the way, they're doing this on upkeep to shuffle because they knew they had a Cultivate on top and they didn't want more mana. I did see somebody who made a Momir in paper by using like a Game Boy camera printer or like a receipt printer and just like a little script that random creatures from Scryfall and prints it out. That's so adorable. I would love to play that at like CubeCon. They have a Splendid Reclamation now on top. That gets them only 2 lands, surprisingly. We already know what's on top. It is not an instant. We Giga Draw! We Super Double Ultra Mega Draw! Ooh, how deep can I go? Oh, pretty dang deep. I'm going to play Underrealm Lich. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. They don't want to sit with through my triggers. I wouldn't say that game was completely won, but considering that they didn't manage to get more card draw, you're in an alright spot. GG. The Gitrog, the master of taking too many game actions. Admiral Brass, unsinkable, a scary, strong commander who's all about pirates. She gets pirates into play by reanimating them from the graveyard, making them bigger, faster, and stronger, too. I mean that. Haste and 4/4. This is okay, we do have some removal here, but anything other than Brass that comes back will be coming back in the grave. We really just want to save our single target removal for Admiral Brass and try to take out other things just by being bigger than them, if we can. I have some ramp in here, so I don't feel too scared. I also have a way to animate my lands, to give them reach. I also have them die and turn into forests. I love a turn 2 into the north. We're gonna grab our Snow Duel. Woodland Chasm. And a Darfleet Poisoner. She does have Flash. Didn't get the other ability on her to buff up another attacking pirate. Ooh, but Crucius. Crucius is a double whammy in this deck. Maybe even a triple whammy. She ramps you. She puts things into graveyard. Gets you closer to Brass and sets yourself up for the future. We just pass through here. Trying Eudora with Poq. That sounds fun. So if they play Brass before going to combat, that would give them a moment to reanimate. Oh, they're playing the other Brass. I will cause this Brass to be exiled. I'll put more things in the graveyard. Expedient. Oh, looking for something to cost less than 2. Probably a land. I could play Gitrog this turn, but again, the straight up power of Brass means that it's a lot, I think, smarter for me to do hold up Interest Restoration and Infernal Grasp. Here comes Admiral Brass Unsinkable. There goes Admiral Brass Unsinkable. Let's see what ended up in the graveyard. Ooh, Lannery. Deckend. A lot of goodies. Gonna drop the Field of Ruin, since right now nothing for me to hit, and I want to have a big hand size. Unsinkable? Maybe. Ungraspable? No. We firmly grasped her. Ambitious. Getting something that costs more than 0. Oh, hello there, Bajuka Bog. Might be throwing down that this turn. Gitrog monster, #1 quality. Being a big frog. I don't want to lose too much life because, again, the pirates still do a lot of damage. Uh-oh. I think they might have a kill spell. I should have led, I guess, with the Bajuka Bog. Bitter Triumph. Oh, no. I can't play another land this turn. I was hoping to, bog their graveyard, but I was only going to do it if I didn't get something helpful off the card draw. That's rough, buddy. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's enough for Admiral Brass, and that's going to be game! You could play 2 lands if you have Gitrog out. The reason I waited, though, is because we draw. I was thinking maybe we get another piece of spot removal. Don't need to use the bog. Nope. We got. Inexact lethal off Lannery Storm. GG Admiral Brass. Extus, Auric Overlord. Very often not actually the true commander of this deck. The backside, the Awaken the Blood avatar, is the real commander. I say that because it's the thing that actually gets cast. Awaken the Blood avatar lets you to sacrifice a bunch of creatures to get it out earlier in the game. And oh, does it ever come out early. I have seen some like turn 3, turn 4, super turbo, ultra, mega, aggro versions of this deck. And why do they want that? Because it makes your opponent sacrifice a creature. It drains them for 3. It's a big, fast, scary critter. And also, do I want to let them draw a card? I'm going to let them draw a card. I am going to make them sacrifice a non-token creature, this Esper Sentinel. Black Market Connections will be able to get them treasures and creatures for them to sacrifice every turn. Bring out Dryad so I can play extra lands, like this one. So next turn I can play the Gitrog monster. You know, it could be Extus. If we see a bunch of instant sorcerers and non-legendary creatures, then it's Extus. But if we see small creatures and tokens, which we already have... Whoa, you did not cast that. They didn't make a little guy. Okay, yeah. Those are the things to sacrifice for Awaken the Blood avatar. I think we go so cash here. Artifact, creature, enchantment, and land. Artifact, creature, enchantment. I guess land. It's hard to pick on this. It's like that or the Dragon Skull Summit. Big tempo swing, but all I'm left with is my 2/4. I think we're doing quite well considering our hand has mostly been land. Oh, hey, Yawgmoth! Another great sacrifice outlet. They're gonna sacrifice it anyway. One, two, three, 4. I want to get rid of Yawgmoth. He's scary. This is not Thalia and the hot dog monster. It's just the Gitrog monster. Calling her the hot dog monster. Monkey! Ah! That's good ramp. I can't block with this. I can animate it, but it would be tapped. Yo, you stole my Emrakul? At least I can't cast it. That would have been a sweet card for me to play. Especially because I have, like, an enchantment, a sorcery, a creature, a land, an instant. So many things in my graveyard. Creature to Schism. I don't have a way to keep up double black with this. It's alright. I have more life, so I believe that would make them a 1/1 vampire. Okay, Rankle. In response to them choosing for us to sacrifice, we animate our Lair of the Hydra to sacrifice that. Okay. Nice equals 1. Because that will also draw me a card, which is nice. I will drop the Tranquil Thicket. I want to draw a card, so I'll get down the wooded foothills. I don't have a way to give this haste, so I don't feel like I need to get it out first. Ooh, Tireless Provisioner. Don't mind if I do. Getting out some other critters. Exile their graveyard. Extra treasures. For fun, friendship, and profit. And I'll attack with the Gitrog monster. Would you like to trade? They would like to trade. I have enough mana to recast this. Yes, keep losing your life. Ellis Ilkor is going to drain me when their creatures die. Midnight Reaper will draw them cards when specifically non-token creatures die. Drop the Mammoth. Gothian Uprooting. That gives me a way to get some reach in here. So let's see. Let's go for X equals 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's pretty safe. 2, 3, 4. To decide if I want all of them to be untapped or not. I do, so I'm actually going to sacrifice this treasure to pay the cost. Looking good, kids. Looking good. Looking great, honestly. So now I can block in the air. If these die, I get a forest out of them. If I can get the Gitrog monster out before these start dying, I will also be drawing a card. Ooh, Morbin time! More card draw for critters dying. Care to cast? Awaken the Blood Avatar. Wake me up. They've held out quite some time. And there it goes! I lose a bunch of life. They draw a card, they draw another card. I sacrifice my snow-covered forest, which gets me a regular, not snow-covered forest. A treasure. They're swinging in. I lose 3. I'll double block there. I decide if I want to block the avatar. I'll take 3. And die next turn, probably. Yeah, I think we grab a food here, because otherwise, ow. Yum, yum, yum. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Blot out currently hits Morbid Opportunist. They are able to cast that again next turn. I think if I have another land that I would be getting. Because this is exile. I love they lose a life, they gain a life. Oh, the Restless Fortress will kill me. I missed that they had a Restless Fortress. Because the Avatar attacks in, and this attacks in between the two of them, that's 5. That's going to be a GG. And we out of here. Nothing I could have done about it either. Good game. The First Sliver. But is it the first and only sliver? Almost certainly, because that's what people tend to play in the historic Brawl queue. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, the First Sliver is a 5-color card that has a Cascade on cast. It's also a 7/7. Kind of doing it all. And it's supposed to be played with other slivers, because it gives other slivers Cascade. But I would say 95% of the time, the First Sliver is just the First Sliver. There's no other slivers. It's just 5-color good stuff looking to ramp and cast cards like Emergent Ultimatum. And if you're wondering, why play the First Sliver over a card like Golos? It's because the First Sliver will match up against weaker decks, like the Gitrog monster, as opposed to some of the super strong, crazy, wild decks like Golos runs into. Yeah, they're essentially gaming the matchmaking system, which is too bad. I play against the First Sliver a lot. And I don't know why. They shocked that in. What do you have for 2 mana? Rally the ranks. Wait! Wait! Is it an actual Sliver deck? It might be an actual factual Sliver deck. Might be. You're just messing with me? No. Word Sliver! It's an actual Sliver deck! Let's frickin' go, baby! I have been making fun of Sliver players for not playing Slivers for so long that, like, my hope is that, yes, the bullying worked. An actual First Sliver deck. Let's go. What? Oh, they sacrificed the Sliver. Well, let's keep ramping up these scoots. Grab a swamp. Worm the Paradise Druid. And swing in for 3. It's a second Sliver! I know! Oh, I love it. There's not that many Sliver cards in Arena, which is why so few people play it as Sliver. All right, well, they're gone. Bye, Crispy Chicken. Thanks for falling to peer pressure. Liliana, Death's Majesty. I believe this is a Liliana that reanimates and makes zombies. A really sweet self-mill card. You can even put it in Gitrog Monster because of that self-mill ability. Got a good removal in hand. A lot of -X. Not any ramp, though. Sorry, Gitrog Monster. You're gonna have to wait. Oh, wait! They're gonna break expectations. They are going to take a spell from my hand and turn it into some garbage. Which garbage would I rather have? I think I want the ring. At least it's ramp. We scry. Oh my god, how I scry. I'll take ramp that's on turn, I guess, 5 because of replicating ring. Oh, I just saw my opponent is actually in my chat. They're hopping out of the channel, though. So they are not going to be cheating and seeing my hand. Get out of here, Dr. Dank. I'll see you after the match. Heirloom Mirror. They're looting. Putting a Kozilek in the graveyard so they can reanimate it. Yeah, that's what Liliana does. And dang, is she good at it. She doesn't cast, so they don't get the card draw off it, but Kozilek is so incredibly good. Being able to discard to counter spells, that's up to quite a bit. Using Phyrexian Scrapyard to turn something into both a card in graveyard and a land in hand. In this case, the threefold Thunder Hulk. And now they have Ulamog. Can I get like a Bajuka Bog off the top of my deck, maybe? I'm like actually kind of happy I have this Virtue of Persistence here. I can technically play Gitrog here, but I don't think it will do much for me. Same with Underrealm Lich. Cracking this open while I remember to do so. And I'll grab this. It is tapped, which means it's untapped, and here comes the Tireless Provisioner. That's what we drew. Hey there! Next turn, they can get down Liliana. We know that this is like a guaranteed thing because they can make another land in hand. Oh, they actually just turn that land into this land. Phyrexian Scrapyard, you need to have 3 of them in order to get the like extra ability. You can sacrifice them to make a Soul of New Phyrexia. Now, who's coming from the graveyard? Is it threefold Thunder Hulk, Kozilek, or Ulamog? It's Ulamog. Ooh, Lamog. Lands. Treasure. Lands. Remember, these will come in untapped because of spelunking. So we get to choose some fun ones. Bajuka Bog. We choose Bajuka Bog. I really don't think I need a Reliquary Tower yet. Restless Cottage, more graveyard hate. We click tapped, tap. They come in untapped, untapped. Goodbye, graveyard. Treasure, treasure. Sweet, sweet treasure. Gitrog. All I know is mana. So they can discard on demand still with the scrapyards, but they can also just self-mill. Ooh, Burning Rune Demon, ransack the lab. If I get enough mana, yes, I can Meat Hook Ulamog, and I do have a bunch of exiling spells in this deck. It's an unfortunate necessity, I would say. Nice, the Inherited Fiend. List them exile cards from graveyard, so they could do that, for example, in response to this. Nice, Soul of New Phyrexia. You do not have lands. I'm taking 10. Exile the top 20? 20 cards in my library. Gone, doomed, and damned. I'll sacrifice the Bajuka Bog. This may indeed be a big Meat Hook Massacre turn. But it would be after combat. Yeah, these will come in untapped. Again, the spelunking doing work for me. Riveteer's Overlook. Still gonna bring me an untapped land. Getting me, oh, so many of these. Some card draw off the frog. Yeah, there's a difference between the get commit and get overcommit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yep. We can, in fact, do the thing we want to do. It will lose our board as well. That's why we're going to swing everybody at Liliana. Yes, I would love a couple lands. I'm going to grab a Bloodstained Mire and a... Lotus Field. Enters untapped. Treasure, treasure, sacrifice this and that. Keep drawing off my Gitrog monster. They don't have 5 mana, so I can't go for the indestructible. And they know about the Meat Hook Massacre in my hand. Post-combat. Y'all ready? X equals 10. Goodbye, beauties. They're saying nice. I'm saying nice, too. And now we're going to gently land the Virtue of Persistence. If I wanted to gain life, I guess I actually could have used the Scorn and then X equals 7 instead. I would have gained 2 life, and we would have used 1 mana less net. Whew! They sacrificed all their lands! They're left with nothing, and I'm left with, a lot. And that Ulamog. I'm gonna take the Ulamog next turn. GG! Go-Shintai of Life's Origin. 5-color shrines. I'm down with 5-color shrines, especially when I have 2-color ramp and just land stuff. My cat just yelled at me. Sweetheart, what's up? Do you want to come play Magic with me, baby? I love lands. Little girl, would you like to come here? Would you like to sit on my lap while my opponent does enchantment things? Let's turn that forest into 2. Actually, probably just a swamp and a forest. Perfect. They have a delighted halfling, meaning this is going to be uncounterable. Come out a little earlier. Baby girl, come on. I heard you yelling. I want you in here on my stream being a sweet little baby. My cat, since I got back from my trip, has been very, I want to say, attention hungry. Nice. A Tessin champion will draw them cards on enchantments entering the battlefield, including the enchantment tokens the Go-Shintai of Life's Origin makes. My kitty did miss me, but she's a good girl. Aren't you a good girl? She's just sitting over there. Go-Shintai of Life's Origin comes into play and makes a little guy. They draw 2 cards and get 2 counters off that. I will eat my forest. Yum, yum, yum. Swamp. No, girl, stop your scrambling. Do I want to play this, or do I want to just binding the Tessin champion? I want to binding the Tessin champion. This is going to draw them so many cards. And they already have the ability to do some really powerful recursion, but only of enchantments, not of the... Okay, one second. Girl, what are you doing? She's trying to get me to brush her. She wants me to brush her. Her little tiny fuzzy buns. Baby, if you want brushies, you can come in here. I know she wants brushies because if she goes onto our coffee table, that's like the brushing spot. Ooh, cleansing fire gains them life. It's gonna go in the video. Yeah, me yelling at my cat. Always does. Get ourselves a forest. Excuse me, get myself a forest. Thank you, enters tapped. Ancient Green Warden lets me replay these from the graveyard. Namely, the fetch lands are really nice. Elspeth's Nightmare. Yeah, girl? What's up? What are you doing? Man, what is it? You were so funny, girl. You were so funny and fuzzy.
40.
40! Oh my gosh! KX Race, thank you for the 40-month resub. Yeah, my cat has been so needy this week that she was desperate for my attention since I was gone all week. And remember, I work from home, and Nick works from far away. So, she has been so deprived of attention by her family. Mm-hmm. Except for, I guess, the snowstorm day, because Nick would have been home all day during that. Yeah, I have to sacrifice a land. We'll kiss this kitty. Wah, I know, girl. Wah. You say so many silly things like wah and wah. Ooh, Death Touch. I want to draw that card. It does potentially set up enchantments for them to bring back from the graveyard. Ooh, Scuttbug. Oh, Scuttbug gets shuffled back. Yes, please. Breach the multiverse. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Run them up, or I want Oracle. And I'll take your Tessin champion. That was it. Alright, what scary things did I put into their graveyard? Some things. Dryad also lets me play additional lands. So let's play some lands. Oh my god, it was an enchantment, so we drew a card! That's so cute. Excuse me. Girl. Milady, thine buttocks is in my way. You are such a little booty scrambler. Alright, that's my last basic. Yeah, girl, I know. I know. Okay, they're leaving because we're just generating an obscene amount of value. And I get it. The Gitrog monster, one of the worst things about it, even when you're playing in digital and you don't have to, like, wait to shuffle every time, it takes so long to execute as a deck. And some people just don't want to deal with that. I get it. I really do. Anyway, I was going to Maelstrom Pulse the shrine tokens. Fewer shrines, more fun. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. If you'd like to come hang out with me on my stream, twitch.tv/Amazonians, where I stream almost every single day, now that I'm back from California. And if you want to see all the cute pictures of my kitty cat, you should take a look at my Twitter. I post a lot of pictures of her because I love her so very much. Yes, you, little Miss Cat who's in the way. If you're looking for the deck list, it's in the description of the video. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks, girl. YouTube has actually noticed the increase in number of people engaging with the content and is recommending my videos to more people. So please keep it up. If you have anything you have to say about the video, whether it's positive, negative, or just kind of like a, hi, Amy, please go ahead and comment. I really appreciate it because the YouTube algorithm is a mess that apparently just wants you to engage with it. Sure, YouTube, whatever you want. Thank you so much for watching and have a brawlful day.